If you run a company or manage a team, hiring qualified people quickly can make or break your business. Imagine a position of need going unfilled for weeks or even months because you just can't seem to find the right candidate. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. This makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, there's no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts. You only pay for results on your job post. Just in the last minute that I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. Now that is fast. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. Listeners will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/BWN. Go to Indeed.com/BWN right now to support this podcast. Indeed.com/BWN. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello and welcome to the Sickos Committee podcast. I am Arthur, and I'm here at our normal time, 10 o'clock on Sunday night. We're going to find out who joins me. I don't know. Is there anything happening tonight? Let's see. We got Pitt Girl here and nobody else. Pitt Girl, is there any, what's up? I don't see other people around here.
I mean, I think it's just Sunday. I don't see a reason why people wouldn't be on time, beyond the usual reasons that no one is on time for this podcast.
I mean, you can say the line.
Linear time was a mistake.
It was indeed a mistake.
Say hi.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Say hi.
Hi.
It's Pitt Girl. Say hi, Pitt Girl.
Hi.
Say hi, Arthur. Say hi, Arthur. Say hi, Beth.
Hi.
Say hi, Arthur.
Hi.
You say hi, Beth? You know it's past your bedtime, right? But you took that dreaded 4:30 nap.
Oh, no.
That nap that we just could not stop. So you don't want to go to bed.
Oh no, disaster.
What a bad idea. That's correct. That is correct. You can say hi if you want. You should not want to say hi. We can see you in the mirror. Right there.
Hi.
Okay. You gotta go. It's bedtime.
Bedtime.
Say bye.
Bye.
Can you say podcast?
Bedtime.
All right. Let me pass her off.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye. New favorite cold open.
Bye. Was that recording?
Yeah, Arthur was doing a whole bit before you came in.
Oh, that was awesome.
I wouldn't even say it's a cold open because I started by introducing the show. So
That's true.
I think the show started two
Oh my
and a
God.
half minutes ago.
Okay.
I
totally.
will cut that part.
Oh, no, I mean, if you want to leave it in, it doesn't matter. It's funny. Is the game still going on, by the way?
Yeah.
I mean, oh yes, actually, the Chiefs.
The Chiefs just scored a touchdown.
Oh,
We love garbage time, don't we, folks?
we do, folks.
Just
We
a
do.
big old pile of trash.
Yeah. What's it now? I've been watching Coco Melon.
It's I we're pending an extra point.
As of right now, it is 40-12, pending said 2-point attempt.
Oh,
We're going for 2, as though we are going to make up a 38-point deficit in 3 minutes.
I'm in the past, so
okay.
I have cable, so I'm in the now.
Oh,
I was in the very now when I was on the radio.
Ah.
you were.
Oh, the score is going to end up looking normal.
plays?
Oh, flag on the play.
Oh,
Mm.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
It's Jordan. We're recording already. We already have on the show too.
Oh, good.
You can bleep
Lots-
my daughter's name, but yes,
Yeah, we must protect her anonymity. She
Absolutely.
has too much
Say-
anonymity for this show.
the
It was
2-year-old.
two special guests, someone who's never on and someone who you haven't seen in weeks. But yes.
It's good to have the whole crew here, mainly because, like I've said in the past, anytime someone is not here, I just imagine the on-3 graphic, like why they are out.
True.
And
Hey,
Ouch.
Arthur, I want to mention that you pulled off. I don't know if it was if the intent was total hilarity, but your Twitch stream today, our counter programming was amazing because what Arthur did was during the Super Bowl go on and play the game Crusader Kings 3 for the very first time, reading the tutorial. And listeners, if you don't know, Crusader Kings games are fiddly. They got lots of buttons, lots of things you can poke, lots of stuff. And Arthur, it was great.
I tapped out as soon as the tutorial finished because I was like, I don't want to play this game in public, but not have the tutorial holding my hand.
Yes.
I learned a lot playing the tutorial though. Like apparently the game will let you marry a baby.
Yes.
Yeah, and Mary Baby, yes.
Damn,
You don't
that's crazy.
You don't consummate it right away. It's a future thing.
I mean, I feel like nowadays there's somewhat of I don't know if like a
cancel culture.
well, no, I don't know if there's like a discussion or like controversy, but like some people feel a certain way about like should you bring children to a wedding? Should you be able to say like no children at a wedding?
True.
And like, man, I'm just imagine like that discourse when like one of the people being married is like 1 year old. Just be like,
Betrothed. I think in the original game it's betrothed is the word they use.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I mean, because I'm
betrothal.
just like, what do you have to provide childcare at that point? Like, who's providing the childcare?
Jesus.
Instead of
yes.
a reception, you have a daycare room.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know.
Jesus.
I like thinking about
Turn out of this
logistics.
skid. Turn out of this skid. Good
I
guy.
think about
And-
logistics a lot.
That's right. Instead of a cookie table, you have an animal cracker table.
Yeah. I feel like
No,
a child
you're
could appreciate it.
We are turning
Table.
out of this skid here. Jesus Christ.
It's always
So-
normal on the Sickos Committee podcast.
I mean, we already had a 2-year-old on. We have another,
How old are you? How old are you?
I don't know.
You don't know?
What happens?
Say no. Say I'm gonna be 4.
Are you going to be 4 really soon? You are? Is it time for
Yeah,
bed?
that's right.
Nana.
Yeah. How old are you?
Cool.
I don't know.
I don't
That
know.
happens to all of us.
I know. Unfortunately.
I've been drunk before. I couldn't tell you my age. Being a 4-year-old is like being drunk.
That's true. They are just very small and nature's
Wait,
drunk.
The Gatorade's being poured. Let's see the color. It is a. Come on, let's do it. The camera's low. Nope. Never mind. They're doing
It's yellow.
Wait,
It's yellow.
it's yellow.
I
it's
just got the
yellow.
replay. It is lemon lime.
Okay.
The good flavor.
They hurt for all the purple folks out there.
Yes.
They should let you bet on like the flavor because I feel like any like seasoned Gatorade drinker knows there's a big difference between the blue Gatorade and the blue Gatorade Frost.
Yes.
Like people rag on me for saying Glacier Freeze, but like I'm sorry, like I need to specify it is not Cool Blue.
Breaking.
breaking.
Yes.
Kenny Pickett is in the Super Bowl.
Yes. Yes.
He is in the game.
My
Go,
son.
go Pitt. Go Pitt. Hail to Pitt.
Pickett.
Hail
They
to
put
Pickett.
him in.
They put him in.
I've realized I don't have show notes up, so you're gonna have to give me a moment if I'm gonna do this.
Do you need the
Do you need
link?
me to
I can
post
drop
it?
the link.
Yeah,
Drop the
please
link.
do.
I feel like everyone has their own distraction tonight. Mine is that I was at Sheetz earlier today and I walked past the beer area and I ended up buying something that like the overall product was not something I really wanted tonight or really ever, but it just wooed me.
Okay.
So I am not really a big fan of seltzer, but I noticed that there is something called Bud Light Platinum Seltzer, and just like the platinum got me. I was like, oh man, like it's platinum. Like I gotta try it.
Platinum, like in a catalytic converter, or
Like it's like better than gold. I mean, this is not Bud Light Silver Seltzer or Bronze
Denser,
Seltzer.
certainly.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
don't have
so
to get it redipped so it stays shiny.
Yeah.
so
Although
here's
it
the
scratches
thing.
really easily.
Here's
Hey,
the
Beth,
thing. This
you're a
this
little-
Bud
you're a little-
Light.
Hey, Arthur, one sec. Beth, you're a little caliente on the microphones. On the
Okay.
loudness.
So the one thing that the reason that I'm not super thrilled about the Bud Light Platinum Seltzer, like I just had to do it for the platinum, is that it is 25 ounces and 8% ABV.
Oh my god. Ooh, Lord.
That's
like
why
a
it's
four-
platinum.
That's platinum.
How's that?
I think I'm gonna flex on people even harder by pouring most of this out.
Oh.
So it's like
You just got
I
too
can
much.
buy the platinum seltzer. I don't even need to drink it all. I'm gonna just drink a little bit and waste the rest.
I would call. Well, first off, how far do we get into an introduction? Girl?
I mean, technically,
We
Arthur
didn't.
introduced the show before any of the rest of us arrived.
Okay.
I introduced myself and no one else was here in the room yet. So
Well, folks, let's do the
we
whole
can
one then.
reintroduce.
I, as always, or have been back again. I'm Jordan. With me tonight, I have Commish, Beth, Pitt Girl, and Arthur on the ones and twos. Pitt Girl, how are you?
My son is in the Super Bowl. I am thrilled.
Beth, how are you?
I have failed as a dad, and I need to confess that. I need to own my failures. As you, my beloved co-host, know, I enjoy snow removal a great deal.
Mhm.
There is currently a half an inch of ice on my driveway, and I can't move it.
Oh no.
It's
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
You got glaze ice.
We got the glaze ice, then we got a lot of sleet, then we got 2 more layers of glaze ice, then we got another layer of sleet, then another layer of glaze ice.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't-
that's not going anywhere. You got
Nope.
a whole ice onion.
And I went out a couple of times yesterday to try to remove this as it was falling. No dice. At this point, I went out with a shovel and just like started just whacking at it because I couldn't find my ice scraper.
No.
Nope, nothing. I drove on it. There is no sign that anything has disturbed this stuff. So,
I was going to ask you, Beth, I know
not
you
good.
came home to record.
mhm.
How did you get into your driveway?
So as long as you're comfy doing like low coefficient of static friction handbrake turns, it's not too hard to get parked right now.
Nope.
So what I'm
Make this
hearing
all.
is Beth Altoona Drift.
I was going to say Tokyo Beth Altoona Drift, but that makes no sense.
Altoona Drift.
Altoona Drift.
Tokyo
It's
Beth
like
makes
Tokyo
less
Drift,
sense.
but it has American cheese on it.
Mm.
Commish, how are you,
I
sir?
mean, it's given real meaning to the Altoona curve.
Hey.
But
there you go.
there we go. The Altoona swerves. But I'm great, man. This is just Super Bowl fun, interesting weekend. I mean, I don't have any complaints this weekend, which is nice. I got everything done. I've been researching like an incredible like Patreon pod, and I've been finding some ridiculous stuff that I'm very thrilled to share with you down the line, and kind of hyped for that. I am just hyped to have Jordan back and to get rolling and apparently go Birds.
So let's start with this. Tonight, of course, is Sunday, February 9th, which means it is Super Bowl Sunday, which means that we have
We
just
can't
watched.
say that. We can't say that. You have
Yeah,
to say
it's-
the big game.
It's
You
big
can't even
game
say that on the
Sunday.
big game Sunday.
Superb Owl Sunday.
Yes.
It's the large competition Sunday, and we are watching currently a 40-14 beatdown of the Kansas City Chiefs by the Eagles.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yes.
It is about to be 40-20.
Oh.
Okay.
I am
This is-
ahead.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm watching it
Well-
happen right now. Whee!
40-20 is a lie. That score does not indicate the distance between these two teams.
Are you saying that you don't think Patrick Mahomes could score another 20 points in a minute and a half?
Patrick Mahomes has had a Texas Tech nightmare of a game. This looks like the Mahomes I remember when he was just running for dear life and couldn't throw because, oh
Mhm.
wow, He did catch that in the end zone. Holy shit! I'm
He
way
sure did.
behind. Yeah, this Patrick Mahomes, he's having a rough. Hey, buddy, that's rough.
I'm very familiar with this particular brand of Patrick Mahomes.
Beep, 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 beep. Now it's
That's-
40-22.
Oh, that's an 18-point game.
Now, Beth, the reason I'm going to ask you a question about this is because when I said, "Woof, this looks like Texas Tech Patrick Mahomes" on the timeline, every West Virginia fan starts beating their chest immediately, screaming at me, "Did you know that he never beat West Virginia?"
Yep.
Okay, cool, thanks. I
There's
asked
not,
you.
There's not a whole lot that we can really be happy with in those years.
Yeah, Beth, I'm sorry, but like my response to this is a very like, I'm sorry that happened, or I'm glad for you, but I ain't reading all that.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like the West Virginia fans, who are a bit older than me, who will talk about the fact that Flutie never beat West Virginia. They played those Boston College teams every year, and Flutie never beat us.
Okay.
There's
That's
not a whole
nice.
lot in the very early 80s to be thrilled about as a West Virginia fan, so you take the W's where you can get them.
That's fair.
I mean, when I hear that West Virginia Mahomes stat, my reaction is like, huh, so West Virginia was in the Big 12 already when that happened, huh?
I want to take a second to talk about something.
Yes.
Additional big game update. The Chiefs have attempted and failed to convert an onside kick. And I learned because I don't watch the NFL, earlier in this game that the NFL has changed the rules and you're only allowed to do an onside kick in the fourth quarter. And I think that is bullshit. If you want an onside kick, you should be able to onside kick whenever the fuck you want. What is this?
I'm going to refer to it as the Sean Payton rule because it feels
Thank you.
right.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
NFL hates fun. You heard it here first.
So the funny thing is, like, once the Saints won the Super Bowl and Super Bowl 44, the fun logos for the Super Bowl went away. Done. And then now they changed the rules on all of that stuff. There was the OT rule. They changed it after the Saints beat the Vikings in overtime that season 2. There was just like, hey, we can't have the Saints doing this. We have to change these rules, and they did it. So this happening in New Orleans, there's so much New Orleans in the Super Bowl, and I'm so thrilled and so homesick at the same time. It's ridiculous.
Before we get into the New Orleans-ish of it all, I do want to mention the thing about that game. You talked about the onside kick game.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who picks up that kick or messes the kick is the then husband or boyfriend, I can't remember, of Playboy model Kendra Wilkinson of the TV show The Girls Next Door. Kids, there was a time in everyone's life when 3 young women dating a much older man was the most wholesome thing on television. Like, it was a great show where 3 women treated each other very well in public and had a legitimate relationship with an older gentleman, and it was the best thing for Playboy publicity in like decades. Did anyone else watch this, or am I crazy?
Oh no, I watched it. It was like, what if Sister Wives involved the women actually doing a better job of supporting each other?
It was very emotionally supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Kendra breaks up with Hugh Hefner and ends up going and living with Hank Baskett and having his child, it was a whole that was a many-part series. It was great. It was touching.
It was a strange time.
Okay. I would watch this anime.
Pig Girl, I know your face, Pig Girl. Like the look you're giving me when I just described this, you were like, "Oh, Jordan's way out on some shit." I get
mean,
that.
Yeah, a little bit, but also like many things exist in the universe. It's fine.
The 2010s were wild. Okay,
I know. I was conscious in the 2010s.
I was going to ask you how old you were in 2010.
In 2010, I was 15.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have been watching this show.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
As a
Actually,
matter
you
of fact,
been.
I wasn't.
It's fine. It was rather wholesome. Okay, Commish, you're right. This is very New Orleans. Did I say it really bad?
Yeah, you messed it up. It's fine.
Nowlands.
This is very now.
What have you seen that has made this very Nowlo?
Now, like everything.
I was sad that you did not enjoy my Blue Sky post about how to spell Go Birds. It made me really sad that you never responded.
Did I miss it?
You must have.
Okay. Oh, you missed GEOUX. Oh, good.
No,
Birds, yeah.
no. The go was normal.
Beth, I just found it. This is very good.
I didn't.
Jesus Christ.
I spelled
now,
it.
Go ahead.
I will throw it into our chat.
Because spelling is an exercise for the listener.
It is.
It is.
I will spell it.
Where is it?
Go spelled in the manner of LSU. Birds
Okay.
spelled BEAURDEAUXS.
Did you tag me in this?
No.
No.
Okay, she didn't tag me in it. Okay. Go,
That's just my cousin Boudreaux.
that's a good, go Boudreaux.
We saw during the game. We saw the worst green screen Bourbon Street I've ever seen.
That was
Yes.
haunting.
It looked so
It's
bad.
like, welcome to the Bourbon Street of The Exorcist.
That was weird as hell.
Speaking of other things that looked bad, while we're just doing a review of Super Bowl
Yeah.
things, I want to take a minute to ask why Disney and Universal and everybody else think that we need air quote live action remakes of animated movies that cannot be made fully live action because they contain dragons or aliens or whatever. And then we just get this movie that is full of the shittiest CGI imaginable
Mhm.
of a movie that doesn't need to be remade. Lion King, I'm looking at you. Lion King Mufasa, I'm looking at you. I will admit that the Lilo and Stitch ad where Stitch is running around the football field and they're trying to trap him in a trash can made me laugh. But nobody asked for this fucking movie. The original movie is perfect. And the original How to Train Your Dragon is even perfecter. And we do not need remakes of any of these movies. Stop doing this.
Now that one you have to thwack DreamWorks for, but yes.
Yeah, I guess. I thwack everybody. Stop
The best
doing
part
this.
about that was that, first off, How to Train Your Dragon is actually too recent for me to care about it. So I feel real old that like they're making a remake of something that.
Watch it with your kid. It's very good, and the soundtrack is amazing.
But
is very
what's the name of the little dragon dude? What the actual
Toothless?
dragon's name is?
Toothless.
Toothless. He just looks the same as in the cartoon.
Correct.
Why even? At least Stitch looks marginally different, worse in every way. But you're just making the cartoon.
And the people look worse. Hiccup's girlfriend's hair looks worse.
One of the things that really frustrates me about this particular movement is the more that Disney digs deep into the library for stuff to be remade and doesn't remake The Black Cauldron, the literal only movie you should do this with.
No.
It's
that is inside the Disney vault, and the key has been thrown in ice.
I would also accept actual live action Atlantis: The Lost Empire. That could work. Like that one could legitimately work.
This is your fucking pet project. We've had this conversation how this is your hill to die on of Disney. I know. God, I know. That's why it was so popular. That's why they had Atlantis: The Last Empire rides at Disney World, right? Oh.
I had no idea we started a thing of Flickos.
Did you like my new logo for the Flickos committee? That's going to make sense to a lot more
That was
people.
great. That was great. I didn't know we started Flick. We're talking about New Orleans. All of a sudden, it's like, who asked for this live action Stitch?
It appears that the Eagles have won the Superb Owl.
They
They
have.
have.
Oh shit! Well,
The
then.
birds have claimed the owl.
The confetti is so sparkly and so green.
It is.
I want live action versions of all of the like cartoons or sketches of athletes that Fox Sports uses. That's what I want. I want those live action.
Okay, Commish, let's talk about New Orleans stuff then.
No.
We had the human jukebox for pregame
Yes.
from Southern University.
That's
Sounded
bad
great.
news, but close enough.
Yes, you're right.
Close
I
enough.
would say that for pre-game Super Bowl stuff, this is the strongest Super Bowl I can remember in a very long time for pregame. Like this was all bangers, just wall to wall.
There was, like Southern doing that was amazing. I know Harry Connick Jr. probably was a little bit of. Look, man, Harry, I'm sorry, you're not Dr. John, but Dr. John passed away a few years ago. But that was basically like Dr. John's role right there, what Harry Connick Jr. did. But you're not Dr. John, and it's fine. Harry's, again, great movie. Did great in Hope Floats. But really, I don't think like a halftime. I mean, like before game show has made me so homesick before. Like they really played into it. They leaned into like all the New Orleans music, all of the graphics that Fox did. They leaned into it. They leaned into putting carpet on Bourbon Street.
So this was disgusting. Clue Haywood on Twitter posts this. It is a purple carpet on the road. And this was for the Fox set, I believe, or adjacent to the Fox set.
That's right.
And then they had the gall not to shoot Tom Brady on it.
I mean, also, how long do you think it lasted before somebody barfed on that?
Oh, I assume that thing smells like straight pee. I assume you could not have put that. It's like you put it in a dog kennel.
So was this like accessible to the public, or was this like a set? Oh, this was accessible to the public. Okay, I mean,
there's like public walking on it.
I just want to, spare a quick thought for the number of grimaces that died for this carpet.
For that, yes.
But the reason for the purple carpet, I love, because Fox owns Tubi, and Tubi, like, their color is purple.
Is that why it was all over this shit?
Okay, that's why it's a red carpet, but because it was for their show on Tubi, they made it a purple carpet instead. I'm just such a big fan of Tubi. Like, listener, if you want to know what Tubi's about, just like go to tubitv.com right now. Click on the movies tab, like see what you see. I mean, look, I'm gonna do it right now. And we're gonna find some stuff, okay? Because
this is gonna make me bad.
Tubi, they like a lot of streaming services, the more like premier ones, right? Like Disney Plus, Peacock, that sort of thing, that are like associated with a major studio. They have like their top stuff front and center. They have all sorts of movies that are like big, like Marvel, all sorts of stuff. I go to Tubi. Tubi's like, hey, you want to watch White Chicks?
Yeah.
You want to watch Roadhouse?
Yeah.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
You want to watch Hang 'em High?
So, are you telling me that Tubi is the speeds on of streaming services?
Seems that way. Yes.
Absolutely.
Do you want to watch Patrick Swayze rip out somebody's neck? Yes. Well, yes. I do.
I always want to watch that.
You guys want to watch Secretary?
Do you?
God, no.
Soul Plane? I don't know. What
no and no, by the way. Soul Plane and Beth, you do as well now.
Oh, they got the original Point Break, not the remake.
Oh, that's good. Johnny Utah could have made it. He could have made it without, stupid knee injury.
Yeah, and they got Invincible, the movie where Mark Wahlberg joins the Philadelphia Eagles.
We might need that.
Go Birds!
Pitt Girl, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, so we also mentioned while discussing Tubi that the carpet looks like Grimace, and I want to take this moment to acknowledge that Uncle O'Grimacy is back from his exile, and he definitely was not ever affiliated with the IRA. Definitely not.
Commish, you didn't have to go through. You weren't there for Arthur's stream, but Arthur was playing as an Irish Earl. And it does mention, of course, that you are Catholic. And so in the chat, I keep going, oh, so Ireland's a Catholic island, huh? Is the island in one piece, or are there multiple pieces? Does that look like a second piece up there? I can't tell, Arthur. So I was continuing to stir shit.
Are you trying to get banned from our own Twitch?
Free Ireland. We reject the English crown. We reject the English yoke.
They did beat Scotland today in the rugby sixes, so yes.
Oh, they did. Yes, they did.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
They did do that.
ERIN Go Birds.
If that isn't on a fucking, type it in right now, because if it's not something that hasn't existed, Arthur, you have to fucking bleep that out, because we're gonna make so much money for St. Patrick's Day.
There's no way that doesn't already exist.
I feel like that's the podcast title.
Google it, right? No, because if it doesn't exist,
I see a Facebook post from someone who is in Ireland.
Okay, Arthur, Arthur, this all gets cut.
No, so here's the thing. We're recording this on Sunday night. This will not come out until Tuesday. So the way I see it,
merch drop.
Time.
No, Arthur, you have to cut all this. This is our retirement plan.
No.
This is the name of our Philadelphia restaurant.
TM. Nobody steal our idea. There will be t-shirts by the time that this episode drops on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Beth, you and I might actually be able to retire one day. These shirts might be it. Commish, what other super New Orleans things did you see?
You still can't get it, but it's fun. It's
New
No, I-
Orleans.
New Orleans.
you know the
I think
thing that
that's
you're
the answer.
struggling with saying
Nolens.
New Orleans right now, like the
Right.
thing that you're struggling right now. I love the, like you get the side interviews for like social media or something like that, and then here's a Chiefs player. They're like, pronounce the name of this street, and then it's Chapatulis, and I'm like, yeah. It's like pronounce this swamp. It's a Chafalaya. I'm like, yeah. They can't even. So I enjoyed that. The John Batiste national anthem was great.
Beautiful.
That was
Um,
awesome. That's one of my favorites.
I mean, that piano.
Theater.
And also, I love the fact that like the sequenced stuff, rather than it being
Yeah.
through the PA, he was piloting that stuff with the synths that were sitting on top of his piano. Like, I was sitting watching this with my business partners in my keyboard business, and we were going just stone cold fuck nuts because we were so excited that he was cueing his own samples.
There is like, what was it, the America the Beautiful with trombone shorty.
Yep, and
Right.
Lauren Daigle. Yep.
Yeah, Daigle. I when people were like, what is this? And I'm like, this is home
It
for
was
me.
awesome.
It's it felt like the NFL was just like, all right, New Orleans, do your thing. It wasn't like, here's just be bland, whatever. They're like, New Orleans, just be yourself and have a good time. And it's great.
I would have loved for them to do that for halftime, not because you do Kendrick Lamar many places.
Yeah.
You are in New Orleans, you can do New Orleans one place.
Yeah,
True.
you can't do Kendrick Lamar firing the metaphorical fatal shot at Drake, though, in front of 70,000 people in person and millions across the world.
Shout out definitely to Ladisi, who just absolutely nailed Lift Every Voice and Sing to the Wall. It was a fantastic version of that song.
Mm-hmm. Beth, how is the audio mixing at halftime?
It was
That the silence says everything.
well. I want to
Nice,
know. I
nice.
want to know if they did it on purpose.
That was my question,
That's
too.
what I want to know. I want to know if it's like, a lot of people are going to complain about the lyrics to these songs. So what if we dial up those mids and we make it as muddy as possible so you can tell he's talking, but you have no idea what he's saying unless you're going to go Google it, Grandma.
When he went into Not Like Us, they pulled the audio out of the audience so hard. Immediate. Because he's singing the radio edit
Yep.
with some of the no-nos skipped, and the mics get pulled completely out.
Except
This entire game was let's make sure the audience mics are down as much as possible. When the Chiefs ran onto the field and they started into the tomahawk chop, they cut the audience mics for the first 5 seconds of it before like the human jukebox was just too loud and they were going to have to come back in.
Had to nudge that dial back up just enough. Yep.
The same thing whenever they decided to show, our current president, I guess. Like, down go the audience mics.
It faded real fucking hard. Yeah, heard that too. It was, and of course, the traditional flyover of an indoor stadium.
Shout out to my fucking cousin who led that flyover.
Yes. Amazing. I was so excited.
Jenna's freaking awesome.
They should have planes that can fly inside of domed stadiums. They around in the
I
stadium.
did want to punch the person in our mentions who's like, if it's a helicopter, it doesn't count. And I'm like, that's an Osprey. They are so freaking hard to fly.
Yeah, what do you mean it doesn't count?
Yeah, flying Ospreys over a crowded population center, not the best move. Those things are finicky on a good day.
The other thing is that, have you ever seen the way they do Osprey flyovers?
No, I do not. I've not.
So the way that they do the flyover is the central plane, which is the one that my cousin is usually piloting. She did 2 for the Chiefs this year. Is flying in the vertical propeller position. The
That's awful.
other 4 Ospreys, if they do a 4 Osprey flyover, are flying in the straight engine position. So, and the idea is that they will meet, because obviously the straight engines ones are moving a lot faster. They meet right over the stadium. Like, the coordination is impressive.
I mean, I will say, if you want to see a movie where someone attempts to land a helicopter inside a domed arena, I have a recommendation there.
If you want to see a movie where my cousin's father flies a plane, I recommend Top Gun. Lots of my family is like, we have great eyesight and we're pilots, and then there's me.
Huh? What? Yeah, me. Yeah,
Mr. Magoo flies a plane.
Commish.
I'd watch that. It can't be worse than the actual Mr. Magoo movie.
It's shorter.
Commish, we also got the Chiefs at Yeoman Stadium.
Yes.
And in front of the big mean wave. And this was such a great photo. I'm glad you saw this on the timeline.
Oh, well, I mean, like, Tulane basically retweeted it. And it was nice for them to get to, like, host, the back-to-back Super Bowl champion winning Chiefs, which, they didn't work out for them. But just to see, like, the NFL inside New Orleans like this, not just the Saints, but, like, the crown jewel of the NFL inside the city after, not being in New Orleans for 12 years, after what occurred in January, before, around the Sugar Bowl. It felt good. Just kind of it meant a lot to me personally, and I'm sure it meant a lot to the city of New Orleans. And, now they're tied with the most Super Bowls hosted, again with Miami, at 11 apiece. So I feel like New Orleans can put on a good show.
Miami's going to hate me for saying this, but I will fully say, Commish, that New Orleans has more personality than Miami to show off and things like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miami people get really fussy about this. I know.
Ugh. No, I like, respectfully, Miami, your personality is like, do cocaine, go to beach. Like, this is not.
When's the last time you did anything really cool, Miami?
I mean, I feel like Miami, like, they imported all their cool from Cuba.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, Miami is a very young city, like, relatively. You like 100 years ago, there wasn't much there.
Oh, right. Yes, for sure.
So yeah,
there's a reason why USF is called out in Tampa. Yeah,
they're running out of imported Cuban cool because of the embargo. Like, it's just like, you don't got, like, the Miami Sound Machine is not really a thing anymore. Like, I'm sorry. It
feels like Miami is still running off of, like, Vice City.
Yes.
But Miami is Miami. It's sun, it's sunshine, it's weird colors, it's beach, boats. New Orleans has probably, I don't want to offend Miami, but probably a better music scene, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know. Miami has DJ Khaled.
But guess where DJ Khaled's from?
New Orleans.
That's correct. So again, another one. But really, I don't know, man. It just feels like the city's based on a lot of fun. I know the history of the city, like, overall, how it started or whatever. Whatever, don't miss me with that. But the city is based on a part of the culture of the United States, which is, it feels underappreciated at a certain time frame, especially nowadays. And just to see it like that, it made me feel really good and warm and fuzzy inside. So I was thrilled with that. So I just was.
I feel like rich people aren't going to New Orleans being like, oh, we got to buy some property in New Orleans. Like, we should move to New Orleans.
No, that's not happening. Like, the people living in Miami high rises, timeshares or whatever. And, in New Orleans, like, yeah, you could try to get a house in the quarter, but it may be haunted. Even though that sign says definitely not haunted on the realtor signs. But yeah, it's like New Orleans is like a pirate town, like an outlaw town, and it still has that. Like it's in the South, but it's not the South. You know, it has.
Is in the South. Is not of the South.
No,
Is not.
it is. It is a completely
It
different.
is a secret third thing.
What Anthony Bourdain said about it, like there's no other place like it. Which I mean, it's just something about the city, and then just to have the game there and everything go right, the power not go out because Beyonce knocked it out last time. You know, really, it's really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the show. I'm sure Philadelphia loves it. And then Philadelphia had had some former Saints players on the team, so I'm sure they like New Orleans for that too.
Speaking of Philadelphia, I have some breaking news.
Call this segment "Go Birds."
Yeah, we call this segment "Go Birds," courtesy of @CatFlandermeyer on Blue Sky, who is listening to the Philly police scanner and providing Blue Sky with updates, as we all deserve. 26 minutes ago, there is currently an undetermined amount of DJs, at least 2, perhaps 3. They are rotating.
Read that first part again, please.
There is currently an undetermined amount of DJs.
Oh God, that's the best line ever.
18 minutes ago, the barricades are falling. 17 minutes ago, we have too many. We keep losing the barricades, is being repeated with increasing levels of panic. I don't even know if the crew can make it through through the people to get the DJ.
Oh God, this is so good.
We have the barricade going up and down Broad Street. Defeated. We lost all the barricades. This is punctuated by people yelling in the background of every radio transmission, by the way.
Perfect.
They're climbing the poles in Tokyo. Go Birds.
I know someone who ended up on top of a garbage truck the last time the Eagles won a Super Bowl, so, you know. I would also like to take this moment to appreciate the fact that there are many, many, many people from, quote, outside Philly who attend Pitt, and Pitt ENS has reported a public disturbance at Forbes in Oakland.
Go Birds.
Go Birds!
Kenny
Pickett was in the Super Bowl. Kenny Pickett took Super Bowl snaps.
Kenny Pickett ended the Super Bowl.
Kenny Pickett ended the Super Bowl. Kenny Pickett has more playoff wins this year than
Kenny
the Steelers do.
Kenny Pickett helped to thwart the Chiefs' comeback.
Pickett.
I'm so proud of my son.
Oh, by the way, the Saints have hired a Super Bowl winning head coach.
Who they hired?
Hey,
The Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore.
And then
the Boise State Broncos. Yes.
I was going to say it's that Kellen Moore, right?
Yes, it is. Of the Boise State Broncos.
I told you the Cowboys would fuck this higher up worse than New Orleans. I told you, and look what happened. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, all the talk of the barricades just makes me want to believe that this is like they had a little one day more moment before at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They're sneaking through the sewers, trying to get people out from there's a tragic love story going on, but the police barricades.
Do you hear
the
my birds dancing?
Oh, we got CFL like memes in here now.
Oh,
Travis Kelce and Zach Collaros have even more in common than they did before. It's the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and Kansas City Chiefs blowing three-peat chants.
That is fucking brutal.
Shout out to 3 Down Nation up there in Canada. We love you.
Winnipeg taking a wild shot, getting hit from the side. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they came from outside of the building with a chair.
Woo.
That's a wild hit.
Which I found out today that we have a Saskatchewan Roughriders quarterback that follows us.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to I can't remember who it was. I have it in my phone. Real quick. Feels like Stevens. Tommy Stevens. Shout out Tommy Stevens.
I just got the clip of people climbing the pole in Tokyo.
Yes,
they're climbing the pole outside of the Philly bar in Tokyo.
Yes.
Perfect.
I know they were greasing the poles in the French Quarter. Don't climb on those, man. You got it. Yeah. Those are really old.
Get those
Like-
tetanus shots, folks. We're gonna need some tetanus shots for everyone. Let's get everyone around.
I feel like Philly fans should already have tetanus shots.
That is
Yeah.
true.
I mean, we can talk about like the Bombers coming in like and just out of nowhere wrecking shop tonight, but the greatest like the time tonight whenever I was like I would like to report a murder was the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Oh my God,
Off
Dukes.
the damn top rope.
First off, Beth, before you go into that, you did refer to the Eagles as the Bombers. I really did love that. I was very confused where that sentence was going for a moment.
No, I meant the Canadian team, but
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry.
no, that's okay.
You're totally right. I got Mr.
Listen,
then.
I say all sorts of things that don't make sense. So like the one time whenever I'm like, I think I almost grasped sense. I have to
Folks,
celebrate that. I have
Folks, I'm
nothing
also
else.
out of rhythm. I'm out of rhythm. It's gonna take me an episode or two to get back in my rhythm. Thank you.
No worries.
The band
Also-
hasn't played together in a while.
I'm
don't-
pretty sure that the Super Bowl episode last year was like this too. Like, it's fine. We're just like this tonight.
So the Duke's Mayo thing, Beth, can you please tell this story?
So there was a Super Bowl commercial by Hellman's Mayonnaise that had Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan in it.
It was such a horny commercial. Everyone said to a joke from the fucking 80s.
Right, like, and it's the when Harry met Sally, like orgasm while eating something joke
Yes.
that we are now revisiting, and like, you know, like the thing that helped her out, I guess, was the Hellman's Mayonnaise. The Duke's Mayo Bowl retweeted this video and said, "With Duke's, you don't have to fake it."
Whoa!
Just
Jesus Christ.
Miller, you are an American hero.
He'd said he'd been sitting on that joke for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could not have sat on that joke for a week.
That's why he's a professional and we are amateurs.
Right.
We are amateurs. That's right.
Okay, so I just want to say something here. I mean, so this game was kind of a blowout, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
Yes.
I feel like kind of shows that like we shouldn't have the Super Bowl because
Mm-hmm.
it was
Yeah.
a blowout.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Committee
we
should have
should-
put Alabama in.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not doing this. Stop.
I think we should get
Stop
rid of
with
the
this.
Super Bowl.
I
It's
they
over.
did put Alabama.
should take
in.
a
If you look
14-year
at
break.
Philly's roster.
What game
14-year
did he-
break, have chariot races instead
Okay.
for
Yes.
14 years. Then we can play
Ooh, New
football
Orleans
again.
chariot races.
Oh,
Oh, my
my
god.
God.
Racing.
Oh my
They
god.
do. They
You know
do
you
have
can hook
those.
you can hook
That
pretty
is
much
pod
anything
racing.
to a chariot.
So, wait,
They have those horse-drawn carriages.
Tatooine plus New Orleans is pod racing. Okay? Just think about that for a second. Take the pod racing scene from episode 1, put it on Bourbon Street.
I feel like New Orleans is probably more of like a Dagobah type
Mm,
environment.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe more of a Nal Hutta, which is the capital of the Hutt Empire. It has a moon called Nar Shaddaa, which is the smuggler's moon,
Oh,
which is
I like that.
traditionally the most nefarious place in the world. Nal Hutta means beautiful jewel in Huttese.
Is there a
We are so
reason-
close to, oh my god, it's Glupshita right now.
Is there a Star Wars reason that I can't have my chariot drawn by feral hogs?
Nope. Done.
Would you say it's like 30 to 50 feral hogs drawing your chariot?
I mean, that's a good round number.
Is that going to be, are you going to have your chariot go through where the small kids play?
Thank you so much for understanding exactly where I wanted to go.
Imagine the animals for chariot racing pooping on the purple carpet.
It's not worse.
I would say it can't get worse.
My fraternity house had carpet.
Oh no.
Oh,
I'm gonna leave it
Disaster.
right
What
there.
a bad idea. Oh my god.
We had carpeted stairs.
This is
Oh.
an additional point for my case that I'm building to abolish the Ivy League.
how much of your carpet was so stiff you could have bounced a ball off of it?
All of it. You couldn't there was no vacuuming. There was we squeegeed the carpet.
We don't have pile, we just have a slightly higher hard floor.
What color was the carpet?
That's sort of very
Originally-
80s
originally-
green, like dark green.
Is that what color it was originally?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it supposed to be like school colors?
No. I think it was whatever was cheap when the corporation put it in. That you could put pets on and no one would give a shit about it because that's what we did.
And so that I understand the provenance here, when did your fraternity take control of the house? Like what year?
We built it, and that would have been in the 1890s.
Okay. So there's probably a point in the 70s when you had shag carpet on the walls.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Imagine what that would smell like.
The best part is the way the house is built. The second floor is all these like individual rooms, and the top floor is this one big room.
Mhm.
And it used to be that all the boys would live together and sleep together in the big top room and just go study in the rooms underneath. And it wasn't until like the 60s they figured out they could just flip that. There was just a bunk room for a bunch of dudes hanging out. I know. God, those are stupid.
At what year did people stop smoking in this building?
File not found.
File not found. 2020. I mean, y'all, I don't smoke except when I'm in Europe or in a frat house.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like probably if you checked in with the students now,
no,
are they
of course they
smoking
smoke there.
weed indoors? Almost certainly. Are they smoking cigarettes indoors?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. They still are.
Nobody under 30 does that anymore.
Man, for some reason in New Hampshire, I had friends who were up there a couple weeks ago, and they said
New Hampshire, that tracks.
It was harder to find cigarettes because usually pledges have them, so you yell at the pledge they have cigarettes. But the pledges didn't have them anymore. That's fine because other brothers still smoked. It's the last vestiges of this.
That's weird.
I know.
That's the thing that's weird. That's the thing.
Of all the things I've said,
There are a lot of things that are weird, but like teenagers smoking in the year of our Lord 2025 is weird. Yes, aren't they? Shouldn't they all be like doing Zyn or whatever it is that the Zoomers do instead of smoking? Like, I don't know, man.
is Zyn something you snort?
No,
Wait.
Zyn is like little like artificial dip packets. Basically, it's like
Oh,
What do? I vape with a lip in.
No.
basically yes.
When
That's what
people
the
have been
Zoomers are
saying
doing.
Zyn, this is how old I am. I didn't want to look in what it was. I'm like, are they drinking white Zyn? Is this? I mean, is this what's going on? Is this what the cool kids call Zinfandel nowadays?
We're gonna
You know?
slap the Franzia bag.
No, Zyn is like nicotine pouches, so it's like dipping, but you don't have to spit. It's like a little thing, but it's
huh.
it's a thing that the Zoomers do. I don't endorse it. It's just what they do now.
God,
Y'all,
we're
this has
dumb.
been such a 51 minutes of podcast. This is
it's like the most
hardcore.
discreet like nicotine delivery, I think.
Oh,
Okay.
In terms
So
of
discreet.
right, like there's no
He's
clouds,
got
there's
four
no
lips. He's
spit.
got 4 lips in right now. We just don't even know it.
Smokeless,
that's
spit-free
my secret.
nicotine
I'm
pouch
always
brand
buzzed.
owned by Philip Morris. If you Google it,
Of fucking course it is Philip Morris.
Jesus.
It looks like all the branding looks like it should be a kind of ointment.
yeah.
Okay,
Is it in like one of the healthy fonts?
Helvetica, no.
They have like the fun flavors too. Like like you can get it in like various like what you'd expect to have like flavors for like candies or something.
So blue raspberry.
I would assume so. I don't know the flavors off the top of my head. But
Clove cigarettes in this country anymore. Something I just want when I'm feeling really scumbaggy. But I can get blue raspberry nicotine. Come on.
Old man yells at cloud.
No.
you have to make a new thing so it's not regulated.
Clove dip. Done.
Ugh.
Clove licorice dip.
That is the worst Super Bowl side I have ever heard.
Too late. I'm gonna
Licorice
leave. I'm gonna leave the T-shirts from earlier in the episode in, and this is gonna be our moneymaker. We're gonna have a whole Sickos committee line of nicotine products to make the Sickos make you sick. Right? That's
Herbaceous nicotine products, but only really weird
Herbaceous.
herbs.
We are so close to the trash future bit about savory vapes, even though I'm pretty sure I'm the only person on this show that listens to trash future.
I listen every once in a
Sausage
while.
gravy vape.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I would hit that.
It's hard to make
Well-
a cloud chunky, but we managed.
Let's ask people for some money. Here we go.
Yep. This is
We'll
time
cut
for
right
the
to-
ad read.
I love
Here's
you,
the ad read.
advertisers.
Folks, first off, we are
So
working on
confused and sad.
getting our Substack to our Beehive,
Behave.
which is Beehive, which is going to be better.
Okay.
That joke made me almost run off the road 3 times.
Same. And I was here the first time Arthur did it live, and I just
Aw.
picture his face every time.
I love you having the me goes back to college experience.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, we're going to do that. We will get there soon. We'll let you know when everything's transferred over. Check out our link tree on our Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky profiles for various discounts on things. Join our Patreon. That's a great way to support us. $5 a month. Get access to our Discord. Hey, folks, if you are joining now, do not go through Apple, iOS.
Don't go through the App Store. Don't go through the Apple App Store. Actually, just like go through Safari, type in Patreon, like Patreon Sickos Committee. It'll be $5. If you go through the App Store, it's going to show $7.50. If you want to pay the $7.50, that's fine. We don't get anything different, but it's just Apple raised their fees 30%, and so the Patreon like did that to counteract the fees to make sure we get the same percentage because whatever. But just go through the internet. If you have an Android, you're fine. They're not doing this to you. Just go through like .com to avoid the extra $2.50. Because if you pay that extra $2.50, it's not going to us. It's just going to Apple.
We have a new podcast series that we're working on right now behind the scenes with our good friend Roger Sherman. Let's not talk about the name yet. Let's hold it.
We're holding the name. But,
good. It has a great name. I'm telling you right now.
It's got a good name. It's along the lines of the Prairie View Chronicles. We like looking at losing streaks. But, again, I already discussed these on the pod previously. So it's one of those.
Then, of course, we have our Sickos merch store at sickoscommittee.org, where you can find all sorts of things, including, I'm going to have to get it up there, our, how do you say this, Beth? Our retirement shirt?
Oh, crap.
ERIN Go Birds?
Thank you. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
No.
Okay, I don't know.
ERIN Go Birds.
ERIN Go Birds. Yeah.
ERIN Go Birds. Perfect. That shirt has to be up soon. Oh, yeah, we'll put it upside down and curve it.
We're going to get sued by Ben DiNucci for that, all right?
Okay, what if we
cut him in? What if we gave him like 69 cents?
Collab. What if we have him sell a Sickos Committee upside down hat? He might do it. Ben DiNucci's close enough to us. He might.
Maybe.
Noted Pitt alumnus, just like 40% of this podcast.
I mean, we got a lot of Pitt here.
We do.
It's in the walls. It's a structural problem.
Load-bearing Pitt.
I see no problem with this structurally.
It's our load-bearing Pitt toilet. Is that a thing?
If your Pittsburgh body is load-bearing, I have some serious concerns about your house.
I mean, they're down in the basement. Like, that's where something load-bearing would be, is like lower in the foundation, right?
I grew up in places where I couldn't have a basement. We'd be underwater.
That's true. We also have our Oh No Disaster, What About Idea stickers and coffee mugs and everything else, which has become so great, and I love it so much. We also have some Linear Time Was a Mistake stickers and stuff as well, which is great. Thank you, Pitt Girl.
Oh, I need to put that on the mug. I still haven't done that yet.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something with my Soviet propaganda turned into hydration propaganda stuff. So I'm really enjoying making that.
They have posters. They have posters on the store, so you could just make them posters. Just make them posters or stickers. It's fine.
That ends up being our only flag.
Yeah, that's just water. Okay, Pitt Girl, I think nail and gear, but one of the things is a hydro flask, and I need a second thing. We'll think about that.
Yeah, we'll think about that.
We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitch. We Twitched today. Arthur did. Shout out to Message Board Geniuses podcast. They go to places we refuse to go. And as always, the softiest, comfiest things on earth, home field apparel. Right now, I was pushing the Delta States Fight in Ochre shirt because someone mentioned it. People were like, I can get a shirt for that. I was like, yes, you can. And here's our offer code, which is offer code yes, ha ha ha, yes, 3 ha's for 15% off your first order. Use our link as well. Do all those things. Buy yourself some new clothes. You deserve it. We actually have college football to talk about. Ish. It's related. It's not stuff that's super interesting. Like, you don't want to know how much they're paying. Ohio State's playing Ryan Day to keep doing this.
Hold on one second.
Go ahead.
We have a live thing from a Philadelphia mom after
Yeah.
the Super Bowl win?
Mhm.
Oh. You just can't even hear anything. They're just
No.
celebrating in the
it's looking
background.
up.
It didn't work out. All right.
I hear whistling. I hear that.
Yeah, like she was trying to say something, and just they're going crazy in the background. Apparently, she had a potty mouth, and I could not hear that.
Okay.
Friend of the show,
Okay,
Becca,
fair.
was trying to send a video from her place up in Philadelphia, but the signal is a little challenging there, she said.
Oh, I wonder why.
The lady dropped the F-bomb, but the whistle was like kind of blowing at the same time as the F-bomb.
Oh,
I don't know if
gotcha.
that came. Yeah,
Mhm.
I couldn't get those through. Sorry.
I have been scrolling Blue Sky, and there are Philly fans on top of a police van. As of the last little scroll detour I have taken.
Are they police? Because they might be police.
No,
Philly
I don't
fans and
think
police
so.
are two different things.
But yeah. Anyway, go Birds. I have to check and see if I've gotten any emails from Temple being like, "Hey, please don't climb up on top of trash trucks or whatever." Because I have gotten a few of those over the last couple weeks that are like, "Hey, we know it's an exciting time. Don't do
God.
this."
I just like seeing all of the the thread about the barricades because it gives me the same vibe of like that part of Lord of the Rings when they're in the mines. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Good.
Oh, I was just going to say. So anyway, Ryan Day.
Right. This is not nearly as fun as talking about people screaming "Go Birds" while drinking Riot Punch. But yeah, they're going to pay Ryan Day a bunch of money to come do the same thing over and over again. The only thing that's interesting is that his buyout is $11.5 million per year remaining. So when they start wanting to fire him, it's going to be a lot.
I mean, I just think it's going to be very fun. Like, the extension should not have been surprising given that he literally just won the national championship. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I saw this news and I was like, oh, this is going to be funny. Because, like, yes, they did just win the national championship. But when was the last time they beat Michigan?
I found it really interesting that like his buyout is so big if they want to fire him, but it's smaller and gets progressively smaller if he decides he wants to leave.
Oh, that's right. Beth, what is
Yeah.
it?
It's 6 million if he wants to leave. And then in 2026 it drops to 4 million and then it keeps dropping from there.
Now, if they
Okay.
want to fire him, it's $11.5 million per
Right.
year remaining.
Correct.
So he's
Jesus.
good until. So it's a 7-year contract extension. That's through the end of 2031,
Mhm.
right?
Yes. Yes, it
Okay.
is.
So 12.5 million times 7, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 12.5 million times 7.
Again, you can fire us for way cheaper than that.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm imminently fireable. Just like Ryan Day. I'm imminently fireable.
So that's. I want to do an experiment here.
We will do
I'm-
similarly against Michigan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I can
So
fuck it up.
I just want to see what we got here right now. So if they were to just fire Ryan Day for cause or whatever
Mhm.
right now,
Not for cause.
well, I mean,
just-
just fire
Yeah,
without cause. Yes.
for cause that, yeah.
So it basically is
The
contract.
cause is I don't yike you no more.
So
Mhm.
that's 87.5 million, which is oh my god, I don't even know how many Vietnamese dongs this is, but this is
We're
a
in
lot.
quadrillions.
That's a lot
Yeah,
of
so that's
dongs.
2 quadrillion,
That's
217
so many
trillion, 713,200,000 Vietnamese dong.
Okay.
I said million, right?
That's a
I-
lot
I-
of dong.
Look, it's
713
just,
million.
it doesn't matter. It's just a lot of fucking dong.
All right. So I want to do that right now. This is 10 p.m. Central. It says the date there. And I want to do this when the podcast comes out to see how much the market fluctuates in dong.
Okay.
Because
Mhm.
I'm checking the dong market lately.
There can be a lot of variance in
You
the
can just
dong.
call it grinder. You can just call it grinder.
The dong market, yes.
Yeah, it depends on what temperature it is outside. Like,
Mhm.
there's
I know.
just a lot of fluctuation in the dong market.
True.
But dish. Thank you, folks.
I was in the pool.
What else? What else are we talking about? Hey, how about Ron Rivera is coming back?
That's right.
Riverboat Ron is coming back to fucking college football.
You know why
Sure.
he said? You know why he said it? Because
Why?
Bill Belichick made it cool.
That's a new sentence.
If Bill Belichick dated a 24-year-old, would you wait? No, never mind. Sorry.
I mean, I could see myself dating a 24-year-old.
Because Bill Belichick did it?
Yeah.
That's exactly why, yes.
Okay.
I mean, trendsetter Bill Belichick.
I mean, Dunkin' Donuts apparently thinks that people will consume their stuff because Bill Belichick made it cool.
Hey, Beth, you remember that phrase list earlier? I made you promise me you'd punch me if I ever said.
Yes.
Can you add, I'm doing this because Bill Belichick made it cool to that list, please?
One moment.
That's
Cool,
that's
thank you.
why, like,
Doing
yes,
this
Bill
because
Belichick's
Bill
girlfriend
Belichick
would be
made it
age
cool.
appropriate for me, but like still younger than me.
Yeah.
She'd be age inappropriate for me. Y'all would like the vibes I would get from y'all if I did that would be real rough. I'm going to say that right now.
That is correct. I know you know exactly what my face would look like.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I know.
It's not a gendered thing. If I did it, I would get similar faces.
No.
I would make that face at myself if I considered dating a
Mhm.
24-year-old and I turned 30 in a week and a half.
No, potential partners must be housebroken.
Isn't that like that weird rule? It's got to be like,
Half your age plus 7.
half your age plus 7.
Mhm.
Nope.
So where is Ron going? He's going back to
Cal.
school. He's
Going back to
Cal.
Cal.
Is there a
That's what-
river in Cal?
Riverboat Ron in Cal.
There's the bay. So that's it. There's probably estuaries.
Yeah, there's rivers that feed into that, right?
One would
Yeah.
imagine so.
Yeah, there has to be. I assume there is. I'm talking out of my ass entirely at this point, but it's a podcast, so I can do that.
That's what podcast is for.
Hal Berkeley. No,
Sorry,
why?
that's-
No, I don't want Turkey. Why do you think I want Turkey?
That is the University of California at Berkeley,
Berkeley.
also known as Cal, UC Berkeley, Berkeley EY, not Berkeley EE.
I see
You know, it
Strawberry
really doesn't-
Creek.
I was gonna say it doesn't really look like there are a lot of rivers running in directly into the bay.
To be clear, that from the looks of Google Maps, that creek originates and terminates on campus.
Cool.
Okay.
Y'all,
Okay.
that's a weird pond. That's what you have. You have a weird pond.
So Riverboat Ron was on the Cal team when the band was on the field.
Yes.
Yes. So he's going back to that time, which, Ron Rivera is 10 years younger than Bill Belichick, by the way.
Hey, speaking of old coaches being awesome, I got to post the Andy Reid at UTEP picture, him in his short shorts, and that always makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Did he look like a walrus then too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind
He's
of.
a good walrus.
It is always funny. Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend, as longtime listeners of this show will know, does not watch sports, but he does usually watch the Super Bowl, and he loves Kendrick Lamar. So like he sat down and was watching the Super Bowl until the halftime show. And we're sitting there, and I think the national anthem hadn't even been sung yet, and they were showing a sideline shot of Andy Reid, and Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend just goes, "That man looks like a walrus." Yes, he does.
Hey, gay community, is a walrus a thing? I don't know. Let us know.
Sound
What
off
about-
in the chat.
What about
Get off the
Seal as
chat.
a seal?
That hit every uncanny valley, awful, just crawling out of my skin revulsion. That and the tongue.
I was going to say, would you that or which one would you prefer?
The tongue or the flesh hat? Or
Oh, that flesh hat was weird. The flesh cowboy hat?
Oh,
Flesh-
I didn't like that.
But did that
And then
there was
during
a
the third
second-
quarter when I was
yeah,
driving?
you haven't seen it yet, Beth. Hey,
There
everyone
were
else-
two. There were two flesh cowboy hat
I'm
ads.
gonna show her the second one. Everyone else vamp real
Wait,
fast.
was
while I
it
get
the
this one.
same company?
Yes, it was.
Okay,
It was
That's
Louis.
better
It
than
was
two companies
Louis.
independently
Yes.
coming on. We need a flesh cowboy hat.
We did have two companies independently decide on flying facial hair, though,
There
because
was,
there was
Pringles,
the little
the flying mustache. Yes.
yeah, there was the little Caesars ad with the flying eyebrows,
The Eugene Levy
beginning of the
eyebrows.
game.
Yes.
That was nice. Yes.
and then the Pringles ad with the flying mustaches.
Yes, there was a lot of flying mustache.
It's like ants in a bug life, but for Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah, I preferred the Little Caesars ad of the two flying facial hairs.
Yes.
Yeah, that was better.
It was better. Eugene Levy's eyebrows. Iconic eyebrows. Yes.
Those are Tubby's eyebrows, but that's fine.
Yes. Eugene Levy is Tubby?
That would have been, if that were the reveal, that would have been too, like, that's a lot.
Schitt's
next
Creek
year.
with Tubby.
Ooh. Someone get Miller on the line real fast. Send him best killer idea.
I will say, Miller, if you're listening, if you are looking for a tubby who is a little bit shorter than the average tubby, I am willing.
Tubby's Creek.
Have you
I'll give you that.
seen?
Yeah, I
There's
like
been
that.
so many advertisements to like come out and try out to be the mascot because it's that time of year, and some of the height requirements just kind of make me sad. Like some of y'all just too short to be. Like
Mhm.
I've known short big reds. We've talked about this before that some big reds are shorter than others, but apparently there is a bottom limit to be a big red.
Mhm.
And Pete, you can have a short Pete. I don't know, man. This makes me
Yep.
sad.
Yep, I am the average height of the average. I'm exactly the height of the average American woman, and that is too short to be most mascots, unfortunately.
What is your Disney height? Do you know? Like which characters at Disney? For a while there were these lists going around being like, if you're this height, you can be these characters. Like I'm of the appropriate height to be like Sully from Monsters Inc.
Oh, I don't know. I can Google. I thought you meant this like rides height, and I was like, I don't know. I haven't been to Disney in a long time, but I can tell you that at Hershey Park, I am a Hershey bar. I'm tall enough to ride all the rides.
That's okay. I didn't know that was a thing. There's a
Yeah.
bar and a fun size and a kiss and a.
Yeah, no, they're all I swear to God, the last time I went, I took
Maybe.
pictures and sent them to you because it's like it's the mascots. Like they have them standing outside. You can
So I would be Max the White Rabbit, Pooh, Robin Hood, Timon, Bashful, Grumpy, Sneezy, Sleepy, Scrooge McDuck, Turk, Pooh, the Dwarves, Doc, Gideon, Happy, King Louie, Susie, Perla, Chip, Dale, Jesse, Bullseye, or a penguin. That's what I can
Okay.
be.
Yeah.
That's appropriate.
I fall into approximately the same bucket as Beth. I'm a little bit taller,
Mhm.
so I could potentially be Mr. Smee, Laguna Gator, or Ice Gator if the person measuring me was being generous.
Mhm.
I am a Baloo, Big Bad Wolf, Brer Rabbit, Captain Hook, Genie, Goofy, Launchpad, and Mr. Incredible.
You are a sneaky tall critter.
Well, not that tall. Again, I'll never forget the fucking like dagger to the heart Pitt Girl shot at me. I thought you'd be taller.
No, that's
The second thing you said to me.
I pictured you taller. Yes.
Jesus Christ.
That's
I've
actually
never
how
thought-
you have to greet every podcaster, except for Stephen Godfrey.
Or I thought you'd be skinnier.
Look,
Do that in the next
when you
sentence.
meet obnoxiously pit boyfriend in person, you will understand why I said that.
I get that.
Yeah.
That does make sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy just to map, like to Control C, Control V. I know
Yes.
people of this size. Yes.
Yes, exactly. And so I pictured you having the same like
Like a hug
Just like
should
you-
feel a certain way, or
you
like
have the right. There's the height, but then there's also the vibe about the height, right?
yes,
Yeah.
I get that.
What about like a really specific thing? Like I expected you to have bigger ears or something like that.
Your nose isn't as pointy as I thought it would be.
I am perpetually a little bit surprised every time I see Beth in person and I remember how ginger she is.
She's really ginger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because on camera it looks less ginger.
When you're out in like the real world where Beth exists in meat space, yeah, no, she gets really ginger. Hey, the NCAA is going to have a rule about faking injuries, and you might have to
Sure.
start a whole drive. Cool.
Yay.
Because this
Yeah.
isn't going to turn into, but what is faking an injury immediately?
What I love is any rule that includes intent. Please,
Yeah.
please, refs, let me. I want you guys to try to figure out intent for me in game time.
We need more judgment calls. I keep saying
Yeah.
this.
Sorry. You know,
Many have said.
more
Where were
subjective calls for refs. Totally.
Where were all those refs that were saving the fucking Chiefs all year, baby? I was told that they were gonna. Can we talk about how my favorite argument, which is the refs have bailed the Chiefs out all year? Those people were very quiet tonight.
They were extremely loud until about 8 minutes into the first quarter.
I will say that the initial very, very soft OPI call
Yes.
had me like, okay, these people have a point. And then they didn't have a point anymore.
And then the rest of the game was a little round ball. No points.
Okay, hey, you want to talk about another weird game that happened today? Can I
Yes.
just do a little bit of soccer real fast?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is the FA Cup, which is the big knockout tournament in England,
Mhm.
where
Sure.
teams
Where-
from the very bottom, like your local beer teams, can
Yeah.
play.
Right,
They win
right.
if-
Like in Football Manager.
Yeah, where Tottenham lost to Aston Villa today. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Tottenham shit, and I'm happy to say it. They're almost like relegation zone. I don't
It's
care.
okay. It's okay.
They can't
Arsenal
hurt me
lost
anymore.
the round before.
Yeah, they can't fucking hurt. Tottenham can't hurt me anymore,
There
please.
you go.
I was a fan in the early 2000s. I'm dead inside. It's fine. In the FA Cup, there was a team that Liverpool, who's very good. If you don't follow English football, they're traditionally very good. This year, they're very, very good. And they were playing a team called Plymouth. Plymouth Argyle currently plays in the, help me here, championship.
And they're in the relegation zone of the championship.
That's the second tier down. So Liverpool's at the top of the first. Plymouth Argyle's second tier, bottom of that group. Commish?
Just say this here. Just give you a college football. Let's just say Liverpool's in the top 10 of like, or maybe the top 5 of FPS. And this is like a bottom dwelling Pioneer League team that has like no scholarships. The only thing is that Liverpool decided to play a weird combination of like some starters and some like second and third stringers in this game, which they still should have been enough to beat Plymouth Argyle, but it did not work out for them.
Hey, that's cool, baby. If your third string isn't good enough to beat Plymouth Argyle, then what are we doing, kids?
Plymouth Argyle sounds like a dude's name.
It's the Sox. No,
Plymouth Argyle sounds like a lot of what I wore in the late 2000s.
I read a bit about Plymouth Argyle when I belted their logo today. The club takes its nickname from the Pilgrims, like literally. They are the Pilgrim Fathers, the group that left Plymouth, and their crest is the actual fucking Mayflower.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah. So yes, Liverpool did not land on Plymouth Rock. No.
yes. Brief detour. Jordan, speaking of Argyle, I was watching Pitt basketball yesterday, as is my wont. No, I do not want to talk about the results of the game, but I do want to talk about the UNC stand band wearing a true crime against fashion Argyle print t-shirts. Just full, like all over. Do not make that face. They were awful. It was like dazzle camouflage. It made my eyes bleed, and it was only on the screen for like a half a second.
You're not allowed. That's for sweater vests. You're not allowed.
There
are rules.
That's amazing. We can print Argyle shirts, guys?
No.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Now I'm thinking, like, imagine like a camouflage pattern, but it's Argyle.
It's Marpat, but Argyle. Yes.
Right. Like imagine like a Realtree UNC collaboration. Like, we know Realtree's collabed with Ole Miss before.
Hold on. I'm Googling that. Realtree.
Carolina Blue Realtree.
Is that going to be like that digital like camo that's like Realtree, North Carolina?
Hey, Beth, I dropped it in the chat. I dropped it in the podcast chat.
I may have told this story on
Holy
the show
crap,
before.
they have a hat, but it's not Argyle.
I went to, so I grew up in South Central PA, as you do, and my senior prom contained not one, but 2 different girls in Realtree camo dresses. One was white with the Realtrees, and one was pink with the Realtrees. And there was also a girl who had a strapless green and yellow canvas dress or twill dress with the John Deere logo right across the boobs in the front.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
Arthur, I assume this was not a thing at your prom?
No.
She thinks my tractor's sexy in a very specific way.
Yeah.
He thinks the tractor's sexy.
Oh God, I found one on eBay.
One what? Be specific. We've talked about many things.
Like an Argyle style camo.
We're getting closer, but it's still not exactly what I'm thinking of in terms of just Argyle camo.
Getting there. I'm still searching.
Arthur, I know exactly, Arthur, what you're thinking about. Like, in my mind, I know exactly what you're thinking about. I may be able to actually make a version of it. Let's see.
So this UNC hat, yes. So the prom dresses I'm describing were exactly like this UNC hat, except the background was white or pink.
Mm,
I mean, you don't want your date to know where you are.
nope.
That's when they sneak up on you. Yes. Beth just dropped from Tom Brown,
There's a picture.
THOMBROWNE.
Oh my
Oh
god.
god.
That's closer, Arthur. I think that's closer to what you want.
Yes, that's getting we're approaching it. Yes.
But now in like the Marpat colors, yeah. No, I'm with you. Oh, we're real close to beauty. Hey, girl, you're having some issues here.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I am. This is a war crime. Thank you. Anyway, back
The
to
most upsetting
Prince
thing for me
Argyle.
about it is the shorts.
Oh yes. Oh, that's right.
That person in that picture is wearing shorts.
Oh god.
Those are not full pants.
Menswear guy, if you're listening.
Okay,
please
wait.
come
Where
on
can
the
I buy
podcast.
this?
What, that hat?
I
No,
would call
no,
those
the
those
outfit Beth
aren't the
posted.
shorts. I would
Here,
call those
let-
short
let-
pants.
Let me
Like,
give
again-
you the full experience.
Hell yeah!
Oh god.
Jesus.
That is a look.
So
Those
anyway, oh my
booties.
god.
Yep.
Somebody tweet this at Menswear Guy.
Yep. Menswear guy needs to see this immediately.
Menswear Guy will like this because it probably fits well.
I'm scared to like invoke his name.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
I don't want him.
You don't want to take that hit?
Yeah, I don't want to do
I'm
it.
not coming at the king. I'm not going to come at the king.
No.
I fucking know what's going to happen. I'm not stupid.
Did you guys see the Mets hat that's Argyle Camo?
No. No, I haven't.
Meet
Have
the
you?
Mets.
Oh, that's awful. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, that is awful.
It is is that a flat brim? I can't tell.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, men's hat with panels of camo, panels of black, and an overstitched with this done with a chain stitch Argyle pattern.
I feel like I'd like this if it had Mets colors.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, that chain stitch is really easy to do. Like, I could hand stitch that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
I'm gonna
very
ask you
lazy
to
Argyle.
Argyle a lot of my things. Argyle it.
I regret bringing this up. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Anyway, Plymouth Argyle FC beats Liverpool using a bunch of their second and third team with some youngsters and a couple of their main players.
The whole rest of the podcast is just going to be me posting every bad Argyle camo thing I can find.
Oh
Jesus.
my god. I love that sweater.
Hang on, I got a bad Argyle to drop in the chat.
Well, while they're doing that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep this thing on wheels.
Yeah.
Other things that they're considering talking about on the field for college football, including coach challenge replays, fewer overtime timeouts, and a 2-point
That's right.
shootout.
Please.
That's the
Please,
Kirby-
God.
That's the Kirby Smart rule.
Yes.
But guess who's on the competition committee?
Kirby Smart.
Kirby.
Smart.
Kirby.
Mhm.
He's probably gonna call so many timeouts while they deliberate this.
That's, I mean,
James.
totally.
That's
What
going to
do
be
you
the
think
thing.
Kirby's timeout? Let's order some lunch.
How
Timeout,
am I
I
like-
need
God,
some coffee.
Arthur.
At some point, I would throw something at Kirby Smart if he said those words in that room.
Timeout. What do you want from DoorDash?
Oh, I even forgot that was a movie called Argyle.
Oh my god.
And
That
it
is-
was bad.
That is I forgot that existed.
It's almost like it's pretentious and tacky at the same time, and I hate it.
Hey, John Cena. I see you in the background there.
How's this for a tagline? The greater the spy, the bigger the lie.
Oh.
I feel like I know just as much about the movie as I did before I knew that was the tagline.
Samuel
like,
L.
that's-
Jackson looks like he's having a good time.
He
He's always
has a
having-
good time in this movie. He's
He was
not
having
in it
a lot of fun tonight.
He was
Samuel
having fun
Jackson's
on that.
having a lot of fun
Oh,
tonight.
he had
Can
a
I
great
just
time.
say? He
You know
was
who
living
else had a
his-
good time tonight? Serena Williams.
Yes, he
Yes.
did.
Some folks didn't know who she was, and we are open to schools.
I
If you don't
No.
know who Serena, like,
I felt very stupid because the people I was watching with are like, "Is that Serena Williams?" And I'm like, "No way, is that Serena Williams?" And then like 10 seconds
I
later,
guess
I'm like, "Yeah,
very
it
out
is."
of context. I guess
You're
very
thinking-
out of context. Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense.
I was just like, is that Serena? But I didn't want to tweet that or skeet that. I was just like, is that and then I was like, other people was like, Serena, and I'm like, okay, cool, that was Serena. I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to say anything. I'm like, there's no way. And I'm like, oh my god, it was.
Did you post the beveled eagle? Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally post that. Yes. That's
Thank you,
been
boss.
done. Yes. I like when y'all call me boss. It's
I
just
call
like, I'm
everyone-
like, really? I'm just
I
here.
feel like, and Beth, you hang out with me the most of any of
Here.
these folks. I feel like I call everyone boss. Like it's a very like slangy thing that I do, and I don't know why that is.
Yeah, every time you call me boss, I give you a look.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
It's I can't even describe why I do it. Anyways, can we talk about how Conference USA has entered into higher planes of scheduling?
Oh, the molecule schedule.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
This is a
Ooh.
caffeine molecule that someone has
This is
schedulized.
I mean, this is incredible. Like, I want
The
to applaud
hexagon.
Conference USA
Uh-huh.
for this. Like this, I have never seen a conference be able to nail a conference schedule like this, because in Conference USA, there's no like, hey, we got to play our rivals thing.
Mhm.
It's just like,
Right.
hey, we're just kind of in this thing together. And you say, and in Conference USA is like, we're going to tell you who to play and don't fight it. Like whatever. We got 2 new members. We're bringing in the Blue Hens. We're bringing in the Missouri State Bears. You know, we're bringing them in.
It
This
is
is what we got
painfully
going.
obvious that Conference USA is the best at school.
It-
That's what
It
this
is.
is. This is
You
just
said
like,
came to play school.
yeah, like we are the best at school. We have solved your problem using intelligence and modeling.
Mhm.
Like, imagine if the Big Ten took school seriously. Imagine what might happen.
But like the Big Ten is just like, no, we
I like
got to play
Kennesaw
our
State.
rivals. We
Mhm.
got to play our rivals.
Well,
gotta-
so
we
before
gotta
we get
play
too
them.
far, this is from Reddit CFB. Reddit CFB said the Conference US schedule is very elegantly done. Here's a graph of the teams that don't play each other this year. With this setup, it's impossible to have more than 2 teams to go undefeated, and an 8-0 team in conference is guaranteed to make the conference championship. Why? This feels like there's a thing in voting called a Condorcet winner in voting theory, where a Condorcet winner basically means that if you break up every other pair of people in an election, the one that wins should be able to beat every single one. It's a thing that makes mathematicians who do voting theory crazy, because it's hard to get a Condorcet winner and have other things in your election. This feels like the ideal of having it's impossible for more than 2 teams to go undefeated, and an 8-0 team is guaranteed to make the conference championship game. It feels like it should be so simple,
Hmm.
but it's not, and it works just in this very specific way. It's beautiful.
It makes my brain go burr in the good way.
Yes, this is my ASMR. This is like good brain fuzzies.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
It's just and like the chart is very pleasing. Like it's
It
a really
is.
nice hexagonal prism is very good.
I love this.
Some people that have done organic chemistry have said this gives them nightmares and they're not sure why.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh my God. Organic chemistry. Go to hell.
Here's the question: when you look at it, is UTEP in the foreground or the background?
Don't.
That's a fun.
Oh
Don't
my
do
God.
Stop that, because now it's
Holy
like turning
shit.
dancer.
Oh
I can't
no,
unsee
Beth!
it.
Why did you do this?
Oh,
Go
No.
back in the background, UTEP. Go back in the background.
oh man, it's 3-dimensional.
Oh my God.
I hate you.
Gosh, this Conference USA schedule, man, that's
I like this.
But-
I like this. This
I live
this
close to their
rules.
place. I could leave them a Valentine. I kind of want to send a Valentine to them and
Please
drop it
do.
off my hand. Is that psychotic? It might be psychotic.
my big takeaway from seeing
Outside
the
of my
Conference
boombox.
USA football schedule is that for some reason I'm way more like on board. On board is not the right word. Like I'm way more aware of Delaware now being in this conference than I am of
Mhm.
what is it,
Mhm.
Missouri State?
Yeah.
Like I knew Delaware was moving up, right?
Yeah.
Because
Everybody forgot Missouri State. It's fine.
well,
I
think
literally
it's
had that exact thought process while we were talking about this.
I
Mhm.
think it's because Delaware, them moving up and thus being ineligible for the FCS playoffs last year, like was an actual thing because they still had like a pretty good year. Whereas Missouri State, like
It's not a problem. No.
wasn't relevant enough for the FCS playoffs to be like, oh, they're not in it this year. They can't make it. You know,
They had a good season. They didn't
no,
get
they
close.
weren't bad. It was
No.
just like Delaware was like undefeated for a while.
Yeah, they were wrecking shit in the CAA in the FCS, but like Missouri State was like, yeah. I love this because the way they have this scheduled out is that New Mexico State and like UTEP do not play the teams that are like furthest away from them, essentially, almost. Like New Mexico State doesn't play Delaware, they don't play FIU, and they don't play Jack State. UTEP doesn't play Western Kentucky, doesn't play FIU, and doesn't play Middle Tennessee. So like, they limited kind of the road trips for a bunch of these schools, which is is pretty awesome to do that. And
we do miss out on our annual love of our UTEP FIU. For some reason, UTEP FIU is always like a fun one for us.
New
We do
Mexico
miss out
State
on UTEP
FIU.
FIU.
That's in New Mexico State FIU. I love that one. Like, because they got to fly to El Paso, but then still got to drive a little bit.
That
'Cause,
sucks.
I mean-
I hate trips like that so fucking much. I hate trips like that so much.
What do you mean, like fly and then you still got to drive?
Yeah, and that I really get finagled. I'm not an easy traveler anyways. I get really fussy when I get hangry or thirsty. And then you add now we have to get on a train for 2 more hours.
So you would have hated
you gotta put me in a hotel somewhere.
We flew into Phoenix and then we drove off to Flagstaff. You would have hated
I would have been very a very unpleased puppy.
It's okay. I would have bought you some cactus candy at the airport.
That's fine. That's cool.
This is why I fed you right after you landed.
Yeah, of course.
Give this man food. He's hangry.
I had that look of myself of I'm gonna start being real bitchy if you don't get some food in me. It worked.
Okay, well, Jordan, how would you feel about flying to Wichita and then taking a train to Missouri and then taking a bus to St. Louis and then trying to drive and then eventually just hitching your way to Chicago? How would that make you feel?
I would be in a very bad mood. Yes.
I'm trying to imagine you as a hitchhiker.
No.
That's not a thing anymore, right?
No,
I mean,
no.
I've seen them occasionally.
Like people do it. I don't know how many.
It's not the 70s anymore. We don't do that anymore.
No.
Not like it was in the 70s.
Not at scale. It's not
No.
scalable anymore.
No, it'd be
Gas, ass,
really
and grass
strange.
have all not covered inflation. Like 5 people are gonna understand any of that joke. Every
Wasn't
Gen
there
Z
like
person, every Gen Z
wasn't that
person
like
is
a bumper
I have no
sticker?
idea what you're
They
talking
still
about.
had bumper stickers like gas, ass, or grass. Nobody rides for free.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's a thing that you see like motorcycle people have now.
Okay.
Like us.
Gen Z's probably too busy with their Zins to know what you're talking about.
You could buy that.
Zen, Vin, or Den. No one rides for free. What's Den?
Dude,
I don't fucking. It's a cryptocurrency.
You could buy that right now on Amazon
Okay.
What,
or on
Zins?
Etsy. There's other ones.
How about ERIN Go Ass Grass Gas?
No,
No, it doesn't have that.
no.
Okay, we'll get
That
back
one
to
does. That one does not have the juice. Back to the idea, Ben.
ERIN Go Bras. No.
Oh,
We do not endorse boob jail on this podcast.
no, ERIN Go Bras. Bras go away.
ERIN No Bras.
Erin no bras.
No
yeah.
bras. Okay. Hey, Beth, we're not just gonna get to retire. We may actually be able to eat things during retirement.
Oh, hey.
Speaking of food, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. You'll notice how eggs are expensive these days. You heard anything about that?
Are they?
The price of eggs? Anyone? I'm just gonna say,
No, haven't. Why? What?
No.
What's up?
NBC has absolutely done a great thing. Waffle House has said that they're going to add a 50-cent per egg fee dish because eggs are expensive. And I'm going to read this just as NBC News posted it. This is the headline. Cracker Barrel eggs on Waffle House over surcharge. Nothing hospitable about that. The next part. As Waffle House adds a 50-cent egg fee to dishes due to rising costs, Cracker Barrel is trying to poach customers with a rewards program.
My favorite thing about the current rise in egg prices is the number of people that I see who have no business ever trying to do this, being like, "Oh, I'm just going to start keeping chickens."
No.
Oh no,
No.
Hysterically funny.
that's so bad.
And granted, I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm a hilljack, and I've seen many of my fellow hilljacks constructing what amounts to chicken gitmo to keep critters from getting their chickens.
Do these people know why egg prices are going up?
Apparently not.
Okay.
I'm just gonna create my own chicken incubation.
Jeez.
Chicken disease incubation.
Yep.
Pool.
It's
here.
a closed system. We did it.
It's how it's cool where zoological diseases have more chances to jump to humans. That's what we want more. When there's more, it's more likely to see that. Cool. That's what I really like to see.
Do you know what we really need in this country? A chicken prion disease. Let's get on that.
Beth,
Fomented in chicken gitmo.
Beth, Beth, I have very few real big fears in my life. Prion folding diseases are one of those. I'm like Archer from the show Archer. He's like I know what I
As
said.
opposed to Archer from where?
No, he has like three things that
Mike-
scare him.
Mike
are,
Archer, former LSU head coach.
is like are alligators, crocodiles, and like a stroke or a brain clot or a pulmonary embolism or whatever it is. And like one of my things, Beth, don't joke about prion diseases. That's like the things that makes me like have nightmares.
So you don't want any of the venison.
When you told me the stories about the deer head boxes,
Yeah,
all over
the box drops.
yeah,
You don't know
and
about
why they're
chronic.
there.
You didn't know about chronic
lost-
wasting disease ahead of time, did you?
I started that like my heart rate. I had to work out. Let's say.
I
No,
helped.
thank you. God, that's getting my heart up. Thank you. I don't know. I just like that the NBC News people made it funny in the headline. Hey, you guys read headlines? You heard this headline? I'm just doing Jay Leno now. A very bad Jay
okay.
Leno.
That's a very good Jay Leno impression.
was.
Can
That
we
was
do that
solid.
more?
Have you seen
Can we
that?
get more of that?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Have you seen this?
He's fine, right? He survived the fall of the fire. He's fine.
He's
Okay.
I think he might be unkillable.
Okay, that's fine.
Kids are safer with razors instead of razor scooters.
Jesus.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Oh
It's just
No,
a
sorry.
95 ass joke.
It is. Totally.
God, that's
Very
so
bad.
Bring
dumb.
on the dancing Edos.
Oh,
Let's cut to some basketball shortly. We have some-
Basketball.
We have some cool things here. One, because some of our biggest circles are closed in college basketball. Our ACC men's circle is closed. The
the U
Big
did it. Miami did it, baby. They finally won an ACC game. The U is back. Take that, Jim Lehrer, nigga.
And of course, the Big Ten circle closed as well. The bigger news of all of this, though,
Yes.
is that I have mostly automated this process now. I don't have to run through the fucking every
Oh man,
permutation.
I thought you were gonna mention ULM. You know,
Oh,
helping
ULM won a
close
game
the-
too. Sorry.
ULM won 2 games in a row over the same person. The
Yes.
same team.
2 in a
How
row.
about
2 in a row.
ULM beat South Alabama 2 games in a row, and that's the only team. that-
Mardi Gras is coming home, baby.
That's right. We're taking it back. The Monroe Mardi Gras. There is a parade too. There, they have one.
Monroe Gras.
Monroe Gras.
That sounds like Grody Gras, which I also feel like Monroe.
Brody Gras is what's going to be on that damn carpet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say this sounds like a disease.
Can you burn that carpet?
I would
You
think so.
can't. No, like you shouldn't though,
Someone's
right?
going to inhale that. Don't do that.
That's right. So you have to bury it.
The bad vape.
Like Yucca Flats, like we're not allowed to bury in Yucca Mountain, are we?
All right,
That gets
fine.
closed off?
So what they're gonna do
Closest
is they're gonna
Superfund
take the
site.
carpet. They're gonna take the carpet, the Grimace carpet from Bourbon Street. They're gonna
Mhm.
put it on the Chester the Cheetah riverboat. All right. They're gonna put it, and then they're gonna burn both of those down,
They're gonna nuke it out by a small Pacific island.
and then they're just gonna throw it out into the Gulf of Mexico. Just let it
you
like
can't
float.
just do that.
There
Yeah,
is
just let
the
it float.
agriculture street landfill in New Orleans.
And it'll be
is
a
Superfund site.
coral reef in the
Okay.
swamp or something to help build aquatic grass.
Okay, a coral reef in the swamp. I'd like to talk to you about marine biology real fast.
That's right.
'Cause-
I mean, I've heard that they're going to just use the carpet to make this year's Grimace shake.
Oh,
Just wring it out.
oh,
Oh,
Everyone should get a shot of that after the game.
No.
ooh.
You're
Everybody's
either
dead.
dead or immune to everything, and I don't care which one it is. I don't want it.
Either
Go
you're dead
bird.
or you're a god.
congratulations, everybody! We have found the cure for cancer.
Congratulations, you get to live forever, and the memory you'll never shake is what that tasted like.
Now I'm just gonna
That's
like
the
imagine.
price of immortality.
Oh,
That's it.
God.
Stop
This
doing
is
that and shit. Jesus Christ.
Bourbon Street Highlander.
Are
There
there any
can only
purple
be one.
superheroes?
Purple superheroes. Who?
Is Daredevil purple or is he red?
He's I call him
He's red.
red. Thanos is purple, but he's not a superhero.
Thanos is not a hero.
Well, arguably,
That's
he's
debated
the
by some people
He's the
online.
protagonist of the first movie, but protagonist and hero are often correlated, but are not necessarily so.
Purple superhero.
Huntress is purple, I think.
Skeletor?
Hawkeye,
No. Okay.
Hawkeye is. Actual Hawkeye's
The
purple.
hawk guy.
Okay.
Hawkeye. Actual Hawkeye, like when he's not Jeremy Renner, he's very purple.
Okay.
What
But
about-
I think purple's more of an evil color.
What about Darkwing Duck?
He's purple. I call him
Okay.
purple.
Yeah, all right.
I would say Psylocke is purple.
I would say Psylocke is purple too.
Oh, there's something called Persuasion?
Oh, what's her name? She's
sounds
like
more like a
Star-
fragrance.
Isn't Starfire purple?
Starfire's pink
Medusa?
purple-ish.
Persuasion's a
Depends
Jane
on the
Austen
version
book.
of it.
Yeah.
The worst part is I'm gonna have to tell you about the time when Green Lantern decided that every color in the rainbow had their own lantern core. So there are violet lanterns and indigo lanterns that all have their own. Yeah, it was a thing. Man, I really like Green Lantern, and they just keep fucking them up, and it makes me sad.
Oh,
Like the
we
idea
should-
of
we
like
should-
space cops is better. No, I can't do that one. Commish refuses to watch. Commish refuses to watch the fucking Sean Payton movie. I will not watch that one.
I love that I didn't have to get any further than we
What?
should.
I don't even know what this movie is that he said no to. I gotta
Yeah,
know what it is
I mean,
now.
who doesn't love Ryan Reynolds? Who
Playing a
doesn't
superhero
love-
movie.
Oh, okay. The Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Fuck that.
There's like a ring involved. I don't even know what Green Lantern
I saw
has.
that
I have no
movie
idea.
at the local drive-in theater, and the radio kept cutting out, and I
Mm.
think it might have
Better.
improved the product.
Mhm.
It's hard to say.
You saw the director's cut.
I sure did.
We do need to read other basketball things. Basketball trades are fucking crazy. First off, hey y'all, Dallas is not feeling great right now. Can we just talk about that real fast?
We talked about the funeral
It's-
on 2
They're still
episodes ago.
protesting.
They've got the
They-
angry tummy.
They're
Y'all,
still mad.
it's not great here. HEB selling like all the Funkos on discount. Nick, parent of the show, Nick Pants or someone else found them. I went to TJ Maxx and it's just full of Mav shit. Like there's not a cool like Idaho shirt to be found anywhere. It's all just Mav shit. Like it was all Cowboy shit when the Cowboys were bad. We're down real bad, folks.
Their GM has been getting heckled in road arenas. Like it's one thing when you
Amazing.
are the GM and like your own fans heckle you. He's been on the road and been getting heckled by just random fans.
That's a great bit, honestly.
It's like I feel for the players that are still on the team because man, like that's just got to be.
The designated survivors.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's some awkward situations right now in the NBA, and there's another one I want to talk about.
I was gonna say, Arthur,
Because-
will you read this one, please?
Yeah, so first I have to talk about I got to talk about the Charlotte Hornets, because this just happened recently.
Yeah, that was nice.
They made a trade with the Lakers. The
Yes.
Lakers were supposed to acquire a player named Mark Williams.
Yes.
So they agreed to the deal before the trade deadline.
Yes.
Trade deadline comes. He goes out to LA. He fails his physical. The Lakers, they test him. They say like, we don't think he's in good enough shape, injury wise, and so they kill the deal, right? So you have players on both teams, right? Because you have the players who were on the Lakers who were supposed to go to the Hornets, and you have the Hornets who are supposed to go to the Lakers.
Yeah.
They have gone a couple days, and now suddenly it's like, never mind, you're back on the team. Like, how
Mhm.
awkward does that have to be to get traded, and then it's be like, oh, never mind, you're back, and especially if the people on the Lakers like, you're back, and we need you to contribute
I mean,
to a playoff
look,
team.
The Hornets did not say no takeys, backsies. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's what happened.
You got to say that. Everyone knows.
You gotta say they didn't do that. You know,
That was, I believe, in Finders
take
v.
that.
Keepers. Can't remember the year of that case.
That's right.
That's the United States v. Pogs. It's
Oh, thank
CR
you.
1989-4.
Sorry. Did you want to see what the Charlotte Hornets read on that? Like what they said when they had to take them
Yes,
back.
no,
Hold on, let me
David.
see. Let me find the post real quick. The Charlotte Hornets put out a thing welcoming Mark Williams back, and this is just like a plain like purple graphic background that they had to put out when it was like, "Hey, Mark Williams is back." It says, "We are excited to welcome Mark back to our Hornets organization after the other team aggressively pursued Mark. We made the difficult decision to move him. We have always held great respect for Mark's talent, work ethic, and character. We are thrilled to see him rejoin our roster as a dynamic presence at the starting center position. His return strengthens our team, and we look forward to the impact he will make on and off the court.
Aggressively pursued is such a strange way of phrasing this.
Yes.
It reads like a trashy romance novel.
I was gonna say that this is the kind of statement you put out when you get back with the girlfriend you broke up with.
Mm.
This is what you put on Facebook.
So knowing like kind of the background of this trade, that is kind of how it went down. Like the Hornets are pretty high on Mark Williams, and the Lakers just basically gave them an offer that was too good, where they're like, yeah, we like him, but if they're going to give us all that, then we kind of have to trade him.
Yeah, like they traded a bunch of draft capital. They traded like two like solid players, I would say, and then like maybe like 3 draft picks for like one player on the Hornets. It was kind of a big package that they sent, and so the Hornets were like, okay, fine, I guess. Well, if you want us to take this, we'll send you Mark Williams. And so it's basically like that devil woman out in L.A. just aggressively pursued our man Mark.
Oh,
He couldn't do it. Like she grabbed him like it was Tony Danza and the garbage picking, field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon, and said, "Are you the kicker?" And yeah, and just pulled him back and kissed him, and then just left him. And we had to take Mark back, because Mark, he's learned the error of his ways.
That's because Rob Pelinka is just too sexy.
Too
Like
sexy.
when he wears that leather jacket.
Oh,
whew.
Rob Pelinka is like Rob Lowe's like cousin or something. It feels that way.
Rob Lowe would absolutely be the number one choice to play Rob Pelinka in a movie.
Guaranteed. Yes.
Arthur, how does the Charlotte thing connect to this trade then?
Okay. So I want to close out the show tonight by reading the conditions attached to a draft pick that has been traded around at the deadline, because there have been, like NBA draft picks, they can just kind of do whatever to them. So I'm going to read this whole thing, and I'm going to speed this up. And that'll be the end of the show. So here we go.
Washington has the right to swap its 2026 first-round pick, protected for selections 9 through 30, if Washington does not convey a first-round pick to New York in 2025 for Phoenix's 2026 first-round pick. Orlando then has the right to swap its 2026 first-round pick for the less favorable of the Phoenix pick and the Washington pick if conveyable. Memphis then has the right to swap its 2026 first-round pick for the least favorable of the Phoenix pick, the Washington pick if conveyable, and the Orlando pick. If the Washington pick is not conveyable, then the obligation to Washington will be extinguished, and Orlando will instead have the right to swap its pick for the Phoenix pick, Orlando Phoenix. So there you go.
I don't understand what any of that means.